Listen up! There's been a lot of sports writers and sports centers flapping their yaps about us getting soft. Detective. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. This fat son of a bitch, he tells all of us he's been world champion before, and he's been this 15, 20 years. This fat son of a bitch is gonna crawl us all out.
Welcome everyone to the Jobber's Corner, the uncensored pro wrestling podcast that probably won't go anywhere, won't be heard by a ton of people, and definitely offend a lot of you fucks out there. As always, I'm your host El Jefe, here with my trusty co-host, the carny of all carnies, the magnificently mustached jobber, Sheikh Al Random. What's up, Sheikh?
We're back.
Damn, the Jim Duggan. How come the Jim Duggan?
Just because we're back. 2 episodes in 1 week. It's a special week for India.
It's
And everyone else.
a special one.
Yeah. No, June is going to be a busy month, man.
It is, but before we start, I just want to
plug it.
all of our new people that are listening, please subscribe to our shit. Subscribe to YouTube, SoundCloud. We're on iTunes now. We're on Facebook. Just find us. I don't want to tell you Twitter handles. Find us. Take the 2 seconds to follow us. Subscribe to us. All that nonsense so that we can keep growing. It's only our 7th episode, but we're growing and we're not going to stop. So fuck you. Listen up. And that's about it. That's my plug. That's all I'm plugging.
All right. Plugs are done.
Plugs are done. So why are we back here? Why are we doing this episode when we're supposed to be doing one on Tuesday? Why the fuck am I doing another episode right now?
Why are we up again?
Why am I up?
Every 3 months, NXT has their network specials. They're not pay-per-views anymore because you don't go on pay-per-view to get them. They're NXT TAKEOver. This one is called NXT TAKEOver The End.
The End.
Thought it'd be the end of something.
The title is the reason why we're doing this, isn't it?
It is. And then, so I thought it
we're
was
like,
called
something's crazy happening. I remember on the last episode, we were all talking about something crazy is going to happen.
And the end of nothing.
Nothing.
Well, during the show, I don't know if I missed it, but during the show, I noticed it was called The End of the Beginning.
Yeah, because they fucked up.
Now,
they knew it.
Now we're the beginning of the middle era of NXT.
What? I don't even know what does that mean? All I know is Stephanie was listening, Shane was listening. They heard the last episode, and they're like, shit, they know too much, these guys. Let's change it to the end of the beginning.
End of the beginning, the worst title.
That confused the hell out of me when I heard it. I'm like, am I too high or what did I just hear?
So usually these things are great. They're better than most WWE pay-per-views. But NXT since the last special, which was the WrestleMania one, which my match of the year with Zayn and Nakamura. Okay. But weekly NXT hasn't been that good.
No, it hasn't. It's been like a commercial for some, the Mick Carters. Guys that are up and coming, but it doesn't get exciting because you're just watching mediocre wrestling the whole hour.
Yeah, and then it really feels like developmental.
Yeah, like it does.
Which is what it is, but I don't know what happened. I think once they lost Zayn, once they lost Kevin Owens, all these guys, NXT doesn't feel as special anymore. And I think this is why they're bringing in all these indie guys. But the problem is...
You know what? To cut you off, you know why it doesn't feel special either? They do have some guys, though. Like, look at Ty Dillinger. He's exciting as hell, man. They have some guys, but I feel like they're pushing women's a little too hard on women that don't really know how to wrestle that well yet. They don't have the size. They don't have the look. They just don't have the arsenal. And I feel like the developmental is taking longer than it expected.
That's
and the reason why I say that is because a lot of these young guys, these developmental guys, their move sets and their presence haven't upgraded or haven't changed dramatically, regardless of how many house shows they do and how many tours they do and how many live shows. They still I look at like Nia Jax and she's on TV every week and it's the same match every single match.
Right.
I get it, it's a squash match, but it's the same match all the time. And it's the same thing happening with the other top guys that they're trying to push.
So NXT does tapings in like a span of 2 weeks and then they air it for 3 months.
That could probably
do you think that's why? we don't see improvements because it's just night after night.
It's
They're doing
literally
the
the
same
next night.
Yeah. Or even
good
the same
fucking
day,
point.
maybe.
Good point. You could have probably mentioned that earlier, so I don't sound like a retard.
No, I didn't
but
even think of it until you talked about it.
Yeah, that actually makes 100%.
But
Fuck.
okay,
Yeah,
so
there
if
goes
they
my
know
point.
that's how it is, then don't have Nia Jax wrestle 4 times in
That's
those
true.
tapings.
That's true. But then,
Like you said, they have all these people, but we always see the same 10 people.
but problem is, if you don't show Nia Jax for a while and then she comes back, you're like, oh wow, she just aged dramatically since the last time I saw her.
I'm not
If you don't
saying,
show,
like,
you know what I mean?
go away for 10 years. Like, who's this? Why is Moolah out here? And Mae Young. But the other thing is, like, Triple H said they have like 80 guys at the Performance Center who haven't been called up to NXT.
They
like,
sometimes show like the screen, like they show what the NXT training center looks like, and it
Yeah.
looks like they're building soldiers. Number one over there.
it does. It's scary.
First of all, there's like 12 wrestling rings, like 50. I count every time. I try to count how many there are, but I can't really get. You know, I see like 8, 9, and that's just like it seems like it's half the gym. But if you take a close look, man, how many wrestlers do you guys have?
like wrestlers, not athletes, wrestlers.
I feel like they may have like 50 active wrestlers and like 6,000 in the training center just doing push-ups and just like it's like a fucking giant factory from a Disney movie just pumping out.
They can't be that good if they're still pushing the golden truth.
Yeah,
If those
seriously.
guys still have jobs, these guys in
No,
the
they're
wings can't
good,
be that
man.
good.
Those guys are OGs though. You can't fire guys like that. They're utility players. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
That's the same reason why Big Show has a job. That's the same reason why Mark Henry has. They're legends in their own, path.
Man,
they're
I
janks.
just-
Don't get me wrong, but they're good.
I
janks.
just posted on Facebook and Twitter a GIF of Goldust's first finishing move where he would throw someone into the ropes and just kick him in the stomach.
No
And
way.
that was from 1996. That was 20 years ago.
Speaking
I think
of-
after 20 years, maybe it's time
I
to
know.
push someone else.
I know. Like even when Mark Henry, when we watched him live and he opened up, he was the first match
he was great.
at Roadblock. But he was great because it was like seeing Mark Henry. You know what I mean?
Sexual
but as
chocolate
far
chance,
as the
yeah.
match went, I could have done that match. Like if they booked me as Mark Henry, I could have done every single thing he did.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not that hard, is what I'm trying to say. It
But
doesn't
like
seem
you
that hard.
said,
Sorry.
It's the novelty of Mark Henry and the
Yeah,
novelty
exactly.
of Goldust.
It's Mark Henry, guys. Check it out. He's fucking huge.
You know what? These guys are great for live crowds because it's like, hey, I finally saw Goldust.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
we
yeah.
see this guy every week. The rest of us in the world see him every week.
Well, why don't we talk about some guys that we'll never see, like the Mexican guy versus Dutch Dillinger. Not Dutch. What's his name?
Let's start
Ty Dillinger.
with the first match. Perfect 10 versus 100. So I didn't know this, but CN, the Mexican guy, his name means 100. So you have 10 versus
Yeah,
100.
thank
here.
God they said that. Why
Yeah.
did he walk out like a typical fucking Spanish pimp? Like, come on.
Let's go back to Ty Dillinger. We both love
Yeah.
this guy. He has the best entrance
He's
on
my
the weekly
favorite.
show.
Right now, he's my favorite in NXT.
What is with whenever they have takeovers, everyone does a new outfit. What the fuck was up with his collar? He
I
looked
loved
like
it.
Dracula.
I loved it.
This thing was taller than his head, and it had no
It was
sleeves.
so outrageous. It was
It
beautiful.
was outrageous. Yeah.
It was outrageous. Just so you could be like, what the fuck is Ty Dillinger wearing? And that's exactly what he wanted you to do, and you got it out of him.
Well, that
Amazing.
jacket was not a perfect 10.
The jacket was a fucking 11. It was an 11 out of 10.
I did not. He came out. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm watching with someone else. I'm like, oh, this guy's coming out. He is great. And he comes out in that goofy looking thing. I'm like, never mind. Wrestling's stupid again.
Yeah, but it can't get any worse than, what's his name?
Then
Zack
the
Ryder.
Godfather at a wedding.
No, Zack Ryder. No, Zack Ryder.
Oh, Cien. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Zack Ryder's outfit is the worst outfit there is in wrestling right now. And
The sleeveless
Dillinger's
trench?
hood thing, Dracula-inspired hood thing, comes second.
If they combine it, that would be a full outfit.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine.
There you go. There's
The
Dracula.
jankiest outfit.
So yeah,
yes,
Dillinger comes out
versus
to that.
Andrade. How do you pronounce his name?
I just call him Cien.
I wrote Andre.
It's,
that
yeah,
bad?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I can Andretti. Andretti.
Yeah, I think it's Andretti. Like
Andretti.
Mario Andretti. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
But-
much about this guy. I have no.
He's-
I've heard good things because everybody's praising him now. But
He's apparently fourth generation.
Fourth generation, like his great grandfather.
I think they said his great grandfather, his grandfather, his dad, and now him. That's 4.
Wow.
So he comes out, yeah, like I said, looking like the Godfather at a wedding, all white. Okay, he has suspenders on.
White suspenders.
White everything.
White pants. White dress shoes. A white hat, like
with
one
a white
of those
feather.
bellboy hats with a ginormous feather in it. Like he killed a dinosaur and put that in there.
Who do you know who's ever been successful wearing suspenders? Do you remember Owen Hart and Coco Beware in their getup? He had suspenders.
Terrible.
So he comes out, and first I'm like, this guy's outfit is pretty bad. I look away and I look back, and he's in like wrestling pants.
I know, me too. I saw that too. I'm like, how did he tear him away? I didn't see it. It's so funny that you said that because I looked away, and when I look back, I'm like, what the hell?
Where did his pants go? I'm like, his outfits just got worse if you have to take off your pants and then you're wearing different pants.
Yeah, that was weird. But I thank God he wasn't wrestling in that white stuff.
Yes.
Because I was thinking, why are they making every Spanish dude now wear like this white?
That's right.
What's the other guy's name? The dancer.
Oh, fuck. What is his name?
No Way
Jose. Yeah. No Way Jose. Yeah, he's in all white. This guy comes out. I'm like, come on.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Come on. Just look like a wrestler. And then, yeah, he did look like a wrestler.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
he's dope, man. I liked him. I really liked him.
He was great.
I really liked him.
There was shit he did that was brand new, like never seen. It definitely made me want to see more of him.
Yeah, and let's talk about how the crowd was behind Dillinger the whole match.
Holy
Everything he
shit.
did, the crowd went buck for it.
And he did a lot. Man, that upside down super kick, I've never seen it. It looked deadly.
It looked insane. I think even Andretti didn't realize that he was gonna hit him with that move, and the way he sold it, he was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Crowd
Like
went
this or
nuts.
something else.
I'm like, holy shit, Ty's bringing it.
I really like the when Andretti gets thrown into the corner and he kind of balances himself on the top ropes. You know,
Catches himself, yeah.
Catches himself, and then he catches himself in the ropes, and he's just. I think you posted it today on Facebook.
I did post that picture.
Him
yeah.
just the guy
Hanging
throws
out.
Andretti into the ropes, and instead of bouncing back, he hangs in between the ropes on his side, kind of like laying down on his side, and stares at everybody. It's amazing.
Like Sean used to do in the corner of Tyler Breeze, but in the ropes.
Yeah, I like shit like that, man. Things like that win me over. At first, he walks in with his goofy outfit. I'm like, here we go. Then he does a thing like that, and I'm like, I'm instantly a fan. I'm instantly a fan of this guy.
I definitely was too. What I wasn't a fan of was his finisher, the corner teabag.
Yeah.
What
was that about?
We talked about this last episode. Any finisher that's in the corner and the guy has to be down in whatever weight, there's too much setup.
I don't like it. It's stupid.
It looked like he ran full speed, knees up. I'm like, holy shit. But then it's basically a Bronco Buster.
Yeah.
Basically.
But that's anyway, exactly what it is, yeah.
Finishers change. When Apollo Crews started, his finisher was something else. Now he has a different one. It's his first match. I think we're on the same page. We both liked it and want to see more of him.
I do, but I want to see more of fucking Ty Dillinger, man. He's been there. Like I laughed at him because last episode you told me he was in developmental for 10 years.
10 years.
Like, come on, man. He's as good as he can be. I was listening to the Joe, what's his name? Sorry, guys. I'm really high. I'm smoking
Which show?
Some purple skunk right now, and it's delicious and stinky. But I was listening to Jericho's podcast with Seth Rollins today.
So good.
Really good podcast. And he was talking about how when he first came back into the training center, he only went there for a week to rehab himself and just to test himself out. And Dillinger was the only guy he kind of wanted to work with because he knew he was so safe and so good. So if you have that from guys like Seth Rollins, why not push this guy, elevate him into them? Like, he has the crowd behind him too. His moveset's all right. It's not that, you know what I mean? It's good enough to get him by because his personality and his gimmick is so strong. And who can get the crowd to cheer for you because you think you're a 10? Like, it's amazing.
And his entrance, the music, everything is perfect. He's no worse than anyone on the main roster.
No, not at all.
So on Wikipedia here, his first match was on Sunday Night Heat in 2005. This guy has been around.
Wow.
He was in developmental, OVW, then FCW.
Yeah.
Then he did Independence, and then he came back to NXT in 2013.
Wow,
like he's been
that's
around.
nuts.
This guy's experienced,
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
and everyone loves him.
I like
yeah,
him, man. And he's
we
from
knew
Canada, so I hope he does well.
Niagara Falls boy. Yeah,
Sick.
so we knew he was going to lose, but he looked really good in it.
Good
Really
startup match. It got me excited for this card.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was like, okay, this is a good warm up. I'd like to see it debuted as the first match too. Very good. Next.
Yeah. Next match of the night, and I knew it would be American Alpha against the Revival. I have in my notes so many holy shits and caps and
so good. I think it's the crowd too. The crowd was so awesome in the first match with Dillinger and in the second one right now with Alpha and Revival. We have one team that's fucking Kurt Angle on steroids.
Yeah.
And then the other team really
I like the
good.
Revival.
I liked, you know what? I like them with these guys. They're really good with these guys. They have a wicked chemistry together.
They
do. With everybody else, it's kind of weird. But with these guys, I like them. Yeah. Perfect balance.
So this is the first time I've seen Jason Jordan on defense. I'm like, good. This is a different type of match. But the pacing was so good. There was no like lulls. It was just constant.
Beauty.
Constant, and you could only do this with a tag match because the next match we're going to talk about
delicate
slows
dance
everything
amongst
down.
Gentlemen.
But this one is so quick and everything is perfectly coordinated. But back to Revival, like Dawson with the crowbars, he does so many little things. So he does. So there's this one thing he does where he fakes a punch to the gut. The guy bends over and he DDTs him.
Yeah.
And this time he tried it. Got reversed, but he does little things like that. Or when he dragged Jordan back to his corner by grabbing him by the knee pad and dragging him. I see things like that. I'm like, yeah, he would do that. You can tell
he's a good student of the old school. 100%. His psychology is there. Like his psychology, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, yeah. If you're dragging someone, why wouldn't you grab onto anything?
100%.
You know? Yeah, little things like that.
And there was a tag where the other one was trying to tag in handlebars. And he used his foot to tag him in.
Yeah.
And then the ref's like, whoa, that's a foot. You can't tag him in like that. And I was like, oh, shit. I've never seen that before. I've never seen someone try to tag someone in with their foot. I know it's not that crazy. But for someone who watches
little things
this repetitively for 20 years, these little things is all that, matters.
It makes it look like a competition. Like there's rules. There's there's rules.
It's not so orchestrated.
Yeah. And then, holy shit, the spot with American Alpha, back and forth, both of them in the ring, all four in the ring, where it ends in the dual ankle locks.
So good.
The crowd went insane. And then...
Do you think... Hold on a second. Do you think they went into the double ankle locks because the whole time the crowd was feeding the Kurt Angle energy off of them? Because I feel like they kind of knew they were wrestling exactly like Angle and building up the hype like Angle, and it was just such a perfect Angle spot. I know it's like too much of Angle, but Kurt Angle plays such a big role in those two. And there was one part where Jordan started acting like Rick Steiner. Did you notice that?
No, but back on the Angle thing, they definitely do take cues from Angle because Jason Jordan's finisher, he takes off his straps.
That's what I'm saying. Everything was like Kurt Angle, which is awesome. I love it because they're just as good. You know what I mean?
They definitely are, and everyone misses Angle and wants him back.
And I like how there's a separation now between both Jason Jordan and Chad Gable because they're kind of like the big guy, little guy.
Yeah.
They have that dynamic between them, and now it's becoming more and more where, like, remember when the Steiners came out? And everybody knew Rick Steiner was like the dog of the thing.
Yeah.
You let him loose and he goes nuts. And Jason Jordan's become the dog of it.
Yes.
Where he even, at one point, the crowd was hyping them up so much that he starts barking like, woof, 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 woof. And he was running around Gable.
Jason Jordan
try to
definitely
catch that
gets
part next
into
time.
shit.
It's hilarious. It's awesome.
He definitely gets in it. But that guy is so athletic. He did this one spot where he threw Dash. Like, he threw him in the air. There was air, hang time. Like, this guy is massive.
Dash also looks tiny as hell, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's
sick,
like beefy.
Man. What a fucking match. What a match.
Jordan's another guy who's been in developmental for a long time.
Yeah, what a match. He needed this When I first saw him, I'm like, oh God, this guy has no personality.
No.
What gimmick are they gonna give this guy so he can, showcase himself? But the fact that they teamed him up with Gable and this dynamic that they have in American Alpha is nuts.
Yeah. There was one spot where I'm like, someone just died. The on the shoulder, belly to belly.
Yeah, I thought Gable broke his neck there.
That looked really bad.
Brutal, man.
There wasn't
brutal.
enough twisting. But besides that, this match was 100%. There was
Me
no
too.
fuck ups,
I
perfect
agree.
pacing, close
Beautiful.
calls.
Beautiful.
And for once, I called it Revival 1.
I know. Damn.
But
you know what? I noticed, like, I knew that was gonna happen too while I was watching the match. It was too good for these guys not to come away with the straps. But what a great match!
And you
man.
want like back and forth. You don't want one team to just be dominant.
They killed it, Sheikh. They killed it.
But nobody saw what happened next coming.
What?
Roman's other cousins, I guess. I don't
Those
know who
were
these
his cousins? Yeah, who are these?
No,
mystery
they're
twins?
not his cousins, but they look like two more massive Samoans.
Oh,
These
fuck.
fucking guys were massive. They look like
Holy.
Taz, but normal people height.
They have like.
I don't know how to
huge.
describe
Like,
their
who are these
shoulders.
goons? They're goons.
Goons
They're just
is
two
a good
goons.
one. But they did look like the Shield.
And then Paul Ellering comes out, and the fans start chanting, "Who are you?" Which
I
was
would have been
the
one of them.
funniest things ever. Me too.
I had
I
no
would have
idea.
chanted, "Who are you?" And I know who he is.
I had no
but it would have
idea
been
who he was.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Because he's
commentary
not a big
was-
deal. He's never a big deal.
No, and commentary was telling people, "Oh my God, that's Paul Elrig. He was the manager of the Road Warriors." It's like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like your fans are not 25.
Not exactly. Like Paul Ellering, he's just standing out there like,
And then he calls his
Yeah.
dogs back. But there was one of those two guys. We don't know their names yet. I think there's something of pain. Triple H said it.
House
Anyways,
of Pain.
Starts with
I
A.
don't
I don't know
know,
what
man.
it is. But
Let me
one
name
of them was so big, like his arms were sticking out like he was like crucified. He was so big. Like he couldn't bring his arms down. I don't know
Yeah.
if you wanna- But they look
It's
massive.
because his chest was so big and he has no neck. Where's the neck?
Both
Where's
of
the
them
neck?
look like pugs.
That's all he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
those
that's
guys
exciting.
are gorillas. I'm excited to see those guys too.
Yeah,
I don't know
new
who the
people.
fuck they are. I don't know what their names are. Let's just call them. Kind of just want to call them the Goon Squad, man. These guys are gooning up. The
There's something of
Goonies.
pain. But let's go with the Goonies.
The Goonies.
But I was like excited, but at the same time, I'm like, does that mean American Alpha is not being called up? Or are the Revival going to be fighting the Goonies? I guess we'll find out.
The Revival won't be fighting the Goonies, but Alpha will be fighting Goonies. That's how they set up their whole, feud. But
We'll see why they would want to fight American Alpha if they're not champs. I don't know. Maybe
yeah,
they
I
got
don't
beef.
get it either. I don't know.
Well, Dave Meltzer reported the night of NXT that NXT is going to get rated big time for the brand split. So there's still
Really?
there's still going to be a big chance that American Alpha is going to be called up, but not for another month and a bit.
I hope they don't turn SmackDown into NXT with WWE storylines, because that will be terrible.
Yeah, anything with WWE storylines would be terrible.
That's gonna be
WWE with
brutal,
WWE
man.
stories.
I see
is
that
terrible.
happening. I called it, guys.
Well, hold
I'm
on.
telling you, I
Let me
called
be
it.
the positive one. A few weeks ago. Anyway, not too long ago, the writer from NXT was moved to SmackDown.
I called it. There you go. It's over.
But if they have the same writer as NXT and now they have 2 hours, I'm still gonna.
So they're gonna
try
have
to
1
stay
hour
positive.
of regular NXT and 1 hour of fucking storylines, where Stephanie McMahon just strolls in there once in a while and just like, oh hey, so listen here, Ty. No, sorry. Listen here.
Shut up, Ty.
Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, she's gonna come out to his music.
Oh God.
Prediction. All right. So speaking of Shinsuke, Shinsuke Nakamura and Double A Austin Aries, who came out with a cape.
Yep. I thought that he was literally gonna fucking fly away with that shit. What?
And it was
that?
a small cape on a small man.
Yeah, he looked like a little midget. He looks like the little mouse that was on those cracker boxes.
Yeah, it was not a good look.
No.
And then Shinsuke came out, and his entrance looks better on the normal set because he stands in front of the Titantron with his name on it.
Yeah.
But here he's standing on the ground.
That's the best part, when his name just flies across the screen and you're like, oh shit, it says Shinsuke Nakamura in big ass red writing.
And,
it's so dope.
And it's
so dope.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. His entrance is so dope. People just can't get over it. People were going nuts for it.
Yeah, they were singing his song. But everyone sings their song. Everybody in their head sings his song. I get it stuck in my head all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So
they sing it as a chant.
Which is crazy coordination. Because there's no like lyrics.
No. It's all melodies.
So this match was Austin Aries' chance to shine. Because till now, like we talked about it last episode, you're not sold on him. I know his work before, so I kind of know he's better than what he's showing.
Yeah.
So they booked it pretty well for that. Austin Aries was dominating, and he did some crazy shit.
Yeah, he was good. I give him a good like 7.5, 8 out of 10. As far as like his level of like excitement and wrestling ability and telling a story that he brought in this match. Like he was good. He carried the match. You know,
he did. Yeah, but the problem was they followed the match before it, which was so fast and so crazy.
Yeah.
And now you have two guys who work slower, and then Zayn and Nakamura set the bar so high that no like match with Nakamura at a TakeOver special can ever possibly be as good.
Now, you know I'm confused. I keep watching Austin Aries. I keep waiting for that wow factor. Like, why are they calling him the greatest man alive?
That was his gimmick before.
Okay, what is the gimmick though? Like, how are you the greatest? Because you're small. I can't get over the fact that he's really small. I just can't get over it. If I see a small guy trying to wrestle in the same style as a bigger guy, it doesn't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I can never see. He needs to like. Was he supposed to be like a high flyer? I gotta go watch his matches from like. Somebody's got to give me his good matches.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me find some good matches and we'll watch.
Like he's good at carrying somebody. Like he's good at playing that role. You know, he's like the fucking whatchamacallit supporting actor. He'll win the supporting actor role all the time because he can never take the lead. I feel.
So he's only 7 centimeters shorter than Jericho.
Yeah, but see how Jericho has something about him. He's got that it factor. I mean, not a lot of people can be Jericho, but
that's true.
You know, even Jericho's small, and Jericho just recently started wrestling like a big guy because he's older. You know what I mean?
That's true. Okay, so I'll make that my mission. I'll find the match Austin Aries is known for. We'll watch it and let's see if we can find.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but like he's still like a little jank, calling himself the biggest dog on the yard, and it's like, no, man, you literally look like a French poodle.
No, I agree.
Not
usually
a French poodle,
when
but like a pug.
I don't agree with the French poodle part, but
no,
usually
not even a pug. What's that fucking dog now? Hold on.
Which one?
It's a French bulldog. Yeah, he's like a French bulldog.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
A little French bulldog, like a little mean one.
Yeah, he's obviously mean. Look at him. He's got a cape.
He's got a cape.
Usually when they bring other like outsiders in, they are like Nakamura or Zayn or Kevin Owens or Finn Balor or Samoa Joe. He's not at that level.
No, not at all.
No. And I think they presented him at that level.
And unless you're AJ Styles or Samoa Joe, those are the only two people who can come from NXT, organically brewed or NXT wrestlers that can have the type of fan base and reaction, you know? Everybody else that they brought from TNA, they stunk. They sucked. Like, they didn't really do anything. One of them left. Bobby Roode is there. Again, there's a lot of Bobby Roode. I hear his name all the time. I've seen a couple of his matches. He's all right. I mean, do you have to be a hardcore TNA fan to appreciate these guys?
Well, this was the fear everyone had about AJ. Like, well, people know him because he was in TNA.
No, but AJ's...
he blew everyone away. Yeah.
Yeah, AJ, you can watch him wrestle one time on his shittiest day, and you'll be like, oh, okay, this guy can fucking wrestle, and he can be exciting. Right. He's got that potential. I don't see it with these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. I have hope because I have seen his stuff, and it was good. It wasn't AJ good, but it was better than what he's been doing.
Well, I'll keep watching. Yeah, no, hopefully this guy will change my mind.
I'll find something and we'll talk about it next week.
Shinsuke, though. Shinsuke, my man. Oh,
his
my
kicks. His kicks are another level.
I love how the fucking... Who is the other commentator? Not Corey, the other one.
Tom Phillips.
Yeah, I like how he
Screwed
tried
up
to
the
call
end.
the finisher early. Like
He
a
screwed
moron.
up the end. Yeah, Nakamura goes off the top rope with
He
the
was
knee, and
probably-
he's like, Kinshasa. He's
Yeah.
like, no,
This
that's the setup.
commentator was probably waiting the whole night for his moment just to yell it out loud, you know? And
No,
he fucked it up.
Because I looked up and he's yelling Kinshasa, and I'm like, why isn't he covering him? Why is he going it for a second time?
Yeah. Corey Graves should have just turned to his face and said, "You fucked up. You fucked up." And started chanting that right in his face.
Yeah, he definitely should have. But there was one spot that... So, first of all, Austin Aries was taped up and no one explained it. So I didn't know if it was real or not.
Again, terrible. Thank you, Corey Graves and the other Jink.
No, one of them mentioned it, which makes me think it was real. But then, does taping you up like that actually help your ribs? I don't know.
It doesn't matter if it's real or fake. Make up something. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
Like if even if it was real, even if he was cooking and he hurt his rib, just cracked the rib, or he farted and cracked the rib, he can just say, "Yeah, in the back he got attacked by Shinsuke Nakamura or some shit." I don't know. You know, figure it out.
Anything better than
Anything.
us talking about it right now.
Exactly.
But then Austin Aries went through the ropes into the rails harder than I've seen anyone do it.
What? Yeah. What the hell was this guy thinking?
But
He's got the little man syndrome. I'm telling you.
the only reason, yeah, he definitely does. The only reason I think he did it was because he dominated the whole match. And because of that, it was believable that Shinsuke, who got beat up for like 10, 15 minutes, can have a comeback and win.
He needs to be a foot taller. I'm telling you, he'd be
I
great
don't know if he can do
if
that.
He was
Maybe-
a foot taller, man. How do we make this guy tall? Somebody started
Performance
GoFund.
Center.
We need a
Performance
GoFund page.
Center. Who knows what they have in the Performance Center?
Fuck.
So, yeah, Nakamura wins. I
Great
think
match.
this was the number one contender qualifying match. So I guess he's going to be fighting, spoiler alert, Samoa Joe.
Bow, bow, bow. There was a crazy neck breaker on the apron. You see that? It was a Death Valley
yeah.
driver.
This apron stuff, like, it's getting really popular and it's getting scary.
Yeah, man. The whole time I'm thinking, how is he landing on here? How is this working? He's landing on the apron, the hardest part of the mat, where it's just metal. Is he just? He must be like, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
it.
think so. Well, it's like the spot we talked about with Big E's spear through the ropes where he just lands, which
Yeah.
I saw Dash do in the last match too.
Yeah, I saw that right on the
Through
metal.
the corner. He went to stop Jordan Gable from jumping in the ring, so he speared him through the ropes onto the floor, which looked amazing. But I'm like, fuck, Big E's a bad influence.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, now we have Nia Jackson, Asuka. So Nia apparently went to the same tailor as the Perfect 10 because she comes out with a big ass fucking collar. Okay, and
She
then
looked like the big ant in Ant's Life. You know the ant?
Yeah, the
fucking
queen.
Bug's Life.
yeah, the
It
queen.
looks like a giant ant. Like, what was that?
Well,
Big ass
when I saw that,
ant ass of yours.
do you remember Baron Corbin came out with the alligators on his shoulders?
Yeah.
Why? Who is helping these
Who's
people with
the
their outfits?
fucking crazy designer in the back smoking some serious weed and just coming up with some whack ass designs. Like, what is that?
This isn't the theater.
Let's put alligator skins on his shoulders and then put a fucking weird
Let's
little cape on your
tone it
ass that makes
down.
you look like a bumblebee.
Her outfit is already not a fighting outfit. I don't know. I don't get it. It's like purple and leather. Now she's got this big ass collar. She comes out and does a punch her hand thing that you would do in the 90s. It's like, you're badass, you're huge. The rest of it doesn't follow.
She doesn't, she's not very mobile. I noticed that about her. She's got a great size, man, and look. I really like the fact that she's a big girl.
Yep.
Finally something different. You know what I mean? It's been a long time since we've had a big girl.
Cheerleaders, yeah.
You know what I mean? She's pretty as hell, so guys can fucking still think about her and blah, blah, blah. But
Not a China.
yeah, it's definitely not a China face. Definitely not a China face.
Well,
But
this, I agree. This was the perfect match for her because Asuka can take a beating, and she took a beating in this match. Nia looked like a monster.
yeah, and then they
She-
start the match out with Asuka grabbing a hold of her waist, like from behind, and she can barely hang on. I'm like, what is the point of this move?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried hugging a fat guy from behind or a fat girl from behind? You can't get your arms across.
No, all they have to do is breathe out,
That's
and your
not a
hands give out.
wrestling move. Yeah, exactly.
No. It's a literal bear hug. Ah, there you go. There was this one point where Nia grabbed Asuka and threw her across the ring. That's where I'm like, holy shit, they're going stiff. Yeah,
Ragged
they're
all the
going
bitch.
stiff.
I loved it.
Yeah, Asuka took a beating the whole match. Nia looked really good. She's improved from the 2 weeks tapings.
Yeah, she has. Her dropkick looks better now. Not dropkick, sorry. Her leg drop looks a lot better. I love the little things that Asuka's doing now because she's got to make sure that she stays relevant, especially because she doesn't cut any promos. So now she's starting to talk to herself in Japanese while she wrestles.
Yeah.
I caught her a couple times just like yelling to herself some crazy Japanese shit. I was like, all right, fucking like it. Like she's talking to herself in Japanese. That's gangster. Like, nobody understands her and nobody cares. It's amazing.
Yeah, because the women don't have gimmicks. No. And now Nia Jax does. She's a badass. And Asuka does. She's crazy.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and her kicks right up there with Nakamura.
Good match. Yeah, she definitely started kicks. The knees were on point. Great match. It was fun. I'd like to see. That's a women's match I'd like to see because they both have wicked gimmicks.
Yeah.
You know?
Do. And it was a really good matchup. You have the Monster against... I didn't know this, but she's undefeated. Asuka has not been beat yet.
Do you know they can both be Street Fighter characters and it'll be amazing? I'm telling you, they both look like Street... No, I'm telling you. Yeah, they both look like Street Fighter characters.
They do. That's your gauge of a good wrestler, eh?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Asuka sold it too. She won, but she sold like she took a beating.
Yeah. I liked it.
And they had medical out for Nia. I'm like, that is a good match.
Well done. Well done.
Yes. Then we have the main event. Finn Balor versus Champion Joe.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Finn's entrance is almost as long as Undertaker's.
Yeah.
And this time it was too much for me.
It's his headgear too. It kind of looked cheap. It looked like one of those
It
looked like one of those hippie kids that fucking put on their heads during 420.
Kind of. No, that would look more realistic. This looks like he
paper mache.
Yeah, watch some YouTube video on like kids. How do you do this craft?
Yeah, he looked. It's like, oh man, you look like a creep.
Besides that, they brought up just these like fences that he crawled through and over. I'm like, bro, this is a fight. Like,
yeah, the extra production was really lame. That's the problem with them. If he does that in WWE, they can kill his character like that.
Way too
like
theatrical.
He has a character where he's got to walk on a fine line between pushing the boundaries of imagination because a lot of it can come off as cheesy and a lot of it can come out as dope as fuck. You know what I mean?
Like, well, him crawling on the ground and like it's a bit too gay.
You can't be crawling on the ground, first of all, if there's no
before
fog.
A fight.
Yeah, before a fight, or there's no smoke or no fog. You gotta fog the ground and then let him crawl through it, and that shit looks dope. But
and
if
they have done that.
And you're looking at the cement and there's gum on the floor and someone's cigarette butt, and
he's
just
a good-looking
crawling.
guy.
Yeah, man, he's just crawling. Like, what's this weirdo in his underwear doing?
Slithering around. Yeah, you're right. When they had the fog, I forget which takeover it was.
You gotta put some production in him, man. And you know what I mean? You can't bring out a guy with no production when he's meant to look like production. You can't show us a fucking Ferrari in sexy red and then show me a 1983 Chevrolet after with a regular paint job and be like, no, it's the same thing. No, bro, it's not the same thing.
I have to mark this point so I can get a clip of you saying Finn Balor, sexy red Ferrari.
Sexy red Ferrari. That's it.
And just play it randomly. And then, so you have that where we're both saying like it's too much. And every time I watch, I think like this is supposed to be a real fight. Can you see someone in UFC coming out like that?
No, but you know what? Mind you, the body paint was really dope.
Body paint is so unique and awesome.
The black was so sick. The black look is amazing. The way he painted it too. His painter needs an extra fucking bonus. If you're his painter, whoever you are, send him an invoice. Send Finn an invoice.
It's a woman. She's posted online before.
Oh yeah, tell her Uncle Alan said an extra $500 for that.
So then you have Joe's entrance. Just fucking business. Walk to the ring. Kind of like Taz. Got the towel around his neck. Looks like a fighter. That's... Not everyone should come out like that, but just too big of a difference. And then the cage, did it not just look like fence? Like it looked like raw. It looked dirty.
That's so funny. You wrote. I wrote that too. I wrote that in my notes. I'm like, the cage looks gritty as hell. I love it. It
Yeah.
looks old school. I noticed that even though like the holes between the cages were wider than they were longer,
Yeah.
just so that you can see inside the cage more, which is like amazing. You know what I mean? And the lock between the cages, it literally looked like a rusty ass batting cage that they just put around it.
It reminded me of like early day UFC, where like someone got some fencing, put
Yeah.
it together.
It was
Oh,
great.
one thing I forgot to mention, like it was throughout the show, but NXT's always trying new camera things. Did you see all the like track shots, the swooping shots they would do?
Yeah, I
Well,
was wondering. I'm like, finally, they're doing that now. They're
It looked
using like a
great.
stabilizer.
Yeah, and like when someone's on a hold, it like swoops around them and it gives you
Yeah.
this really almost 180 view.
Well,
Really cool stuff.
I don't know if you know this shit, but we're kind of in the video production business over here on the
Oh
side.
yeah, I forget who I'm
And we
talking
have these
to.
types of equipment, and to be honest with you, it's a game changer. When you have like a camera on a motion stabilizer where the camera operator can run around, but you don't see the camera shake up and down, and it makes it look like a smooth slide. And that slide, baby, that's cinematics for you. And that's
So
what
they've caught up
the
to you.
whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, man, I wish they start doing shit like that more often.
Yeah.
You know, it looks good. Come up with
looks
some different
really,
camera
really
angles, Kevin Dunn, you cheap bastard.
No, keep him away
Invest in
from
it.
NXT. Keep him away.
Well, yeah. Who's doing it in NXT? Is it just some guy?
I don't know who's producing it, but it's not Kevin Dunn. I know they get a lot of people from the Full Sail University,
Yeah.
but I don't know who's producing it.
So
Triple
let's get to
H
the
probably.
match.
So-
This match was insane.
Stiff. Holy shit.
Yeah, they were stiff as hell.
Holy shit, they were going out. I think they know it's their last match, and after the last one where Joe got cut open and they kept having to stop and go, now they're in a cage. No one's climbing that cage to close any cuts. They were fucking stiff.
They were going at it. But was this supposed to be like you can escape the cage and win? Like a
Yeah.
regular cage match here?
Yeah.
Okay, so why in a regular cage match there's no pinning.
This is what I don't get.
There's no pinning. You're supposed to get out of the cage. That's the whole point of the cage.
In the last like 10 years maybe, there's pinning now, and you can win
That
by
doesn't even make
pinfall
sense. That's
or by
stupid. You cannot
escaping.
win by pinfall or escaping. That does not make any
Mm-hmm.
sense.
There is not supposed to be a ref in the cage. That is
So
a
who's the
traditional-
cage supposed to be for? What's the point of the cage?
Just so you can beat the guy up with it, and so someone can jump off of it, which I'm glad no one did here.
That's
But
ridiculous.
yeah, I have notes here where I'm like, okay, you have a cage with a door. Why the hell would anyone ever try to climb? Why doesn't anyone like tie someone up in the ropes between the cage and just bolt?
That's what I mean. That's what kind of ruined it for me for this match, which had nothing to do with both wrestlers. It was
No.
more of the fact that somebody forgot to look at the rule book and realize some people take this shit seriously. And if you're gonna have a fucking ref counting 1, 2, 3, don't have a cage around there because it makes no sense. Now you messed up my viewing angle. Now I
They
can't see the
create-
fucking match. You
they
know, if you're gonna
created
put
this-
a cage there and bother me with that shit, then somebody better climb it or fall off of it like Mick Foley did and sacrifice themselves, or don't have it at all. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
On top of that, not only is there a door someone can walk through, but no one does, but they lock and unlock the door. I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah, I saw that. He was like, "Oh, he's gonna run through the door."
No, he's asking the ref to unlock it. I'm like, why don't you just leave it unlocked?
Why?
Why do you have to go and ask
locking it?
permission? I guess
Doesn't
to
make
stall.
Any sense? Man.
No, it doesn't make sense. But that's my only negative thing,
Me
and
too.
that's like a
Me
cage
too.
match stipulation thing.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to do with these guys because these guys put on a hell of a match, man. The muscle buster off the second rope, daddy. Do
Death.
you know how crazy that is?
Death.
Fuck,
like,
man. Shit. I watched that
okay.
shit. I was like, oh my God. He did not just do that. What a move.
How dangerous is that shit?
Yeah, but Finn is a light guy too. You can pull that off with Finn, and Buddy is big enough to do that to him. So it worked out perfectly.
It worked out, but like, can you imagine being in that and you're just waiting for the ground or the mat?
I imagine
Like,
he just
I
has
hope
to
I don't
let
break
go
my
of-
neck.
That's the thing. I imagine he has to let go of his neck like a second early before he hits the mat, just so you have the freedom to like bounce off. Because if he holds his neck while he hits, then you're in trouble.
That's dead. They're both dead because their necks are both folded. But
Yeah.
there was this other spot I really liked. It's all about the little things we like. So Joe is in between the cage and the ropes. Finn is standing on the rope, and he's kicks Joe in the head, like really hard. And I'm like, oh, Finn can escape because he pretty much knocked the guy out. So as Joe's falling, he hits the ropes and Finn falls down and crotches himself.
I saw that.
These little things that make so much sense.
He literally felt like he was lifeless, and he just hit the ropes first, and then fell in between the cage and the ropes, and it looked deadly.
And then because of that, Finn falls over.
Yeah,
like psychology makes sense.
Great, it was perfect, beautiful.
Yeah,
great match, man. Great show. It was a really good show. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting more.
Yeah, that's the general consensus online today. Is like they called it the end. Everyone was expecting more. I was expecting a run-in at the end. Like someone's going to come out. Like, because what's next for either guy?
Exactly. I want to see a bigger debut than the fucking jank in the beginning. And I don't know. It was a good show. I was a little disappointed. I felt like there was more. There was room in my brain for some more goddamn NXT, and I didn't get it. But overall, I can't complain. Hey, man. It's a great fucking card. It's a great match. What can I say?
5 matches, 2 hours, really clean. I think part of the problem, there's 2 things. One, we have to wait 3 months for each takeover. So there's a lot of hype.
3 months, though? That's a long time. That's a long time for us to wait.
For
maybe
2
like
hours.
Once a month.
Once a month might be too much because then you have WWE once a month, NXT once a month. And now you're going to have 5 hours of live WWE.
I'd rather see that than Fastlane. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit about Fastlane? Who gives a shit about... there's a good 4 or 5 pay-per-views WWE puts on that we can easily say who gives a shit.
And the other thing I noticed is when these takeovers are at the Full Sail University, they're not as good. When they're in an actual stadium, like before WrestleMania... Well, the next one is in Brooklyn before SummerSlam.
Yeah, if you're going to make us wait fucking 3 months for one, don't put it in a crappy stadium with 400 jank fans. Like, we see that every week. Why don't we do it?
Exactly.
If you're going to do that, do it at, like, Webster's Hall. Do it at, like, somewhere crazy where...
Get 5,000 people in there.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Good show, though.
Yeah, not too bad.
What are we doing?
Probably the hardest match I ever had in my life.
Jobber match of the week, bro.
Jobber match?
Jobber match. We're prepared this week.
I'm going my way. Motley Crue. Turn the tables on me. You turn the tables in the wrong way.
You turn the tables in the wrong way. All right, we got a special one today.
If I was ever a jobber in a wrestling fucking organization, that would be my walkout song. It's so good.
First promo you have to copy that one.
You'd be a heel. You'd
Finn
instantly
Balor?
be a heel.
You've got me mad now. Okay. This is Mean Mark Calloway.
Mark Calloway?
AKA The Undertaker with his manager. Yeah, with his manager. Shit. Why did I forget his name? Who's the guy?
That looks like Paul Heyman.
Yes, Paul E. Dangerously. God
that looks like Paul E. Dangerously with the gracious muscle. Look at that mullet on him. Wow.
And he's got his brick phone. So yeah, Mean Mark Calloway in WCW before WWF and Undertaker against Max Miles. You want to learn some interesting things about Max Miles?
Tell me.
I couldn't find shit. All it said was American wrestler. So
he's probably sitting around on a porch somewhere and drinking his Budweiser and saying,
telling his grandkids, yeah.
I wrestled Undertaker once and I beat him. No, Grandpa, you didn't, because we have the internet now and you can't lie about that anymore.
And that was Mean Mark Calloway. It wasn't the Undertaker Grandpa.
Yeah, chill out, Grandpa.
Go cut me a switch. All right. Here we go. Paulie Dangerously, mullet.
He's a giant ginger.
He is a giant ginger, and he's got the Austin vest buttoned at the bottom.
Dangerously. Paul E's a legend, man. He's
wow. Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Mean Mark is really mean. He just smacked some guy in the audience.
Oh, he just started.
No wonder Max Miles isn't around.
Undertaker is a bully.
What was that move? Who is this guy?
Oh, my God. Okay, everybody that's listening.
Can I pause
this? Is
this?
the
I gotta
best-
pause this.
Pause this. Okay, hold on. Pause
All
this.
right, let's go back a little bit here. So
What
Mean
just
Mark
happened?
comes out, takes off his vest, runs backwards, and hits some guy in the audience with it.
Uh-huh.
A group of people like backed away terrified. He comes in the ring. He just runs at Max Miles, who looks like a real estate agent and not a good
Miles
one.
is bald with curly hair around his head like your
Yep.
fucking math teacher.
Farmer
It-
Tan.
And he didn't even realize Undertaker is going to bum rush him like the way you just did before the bell rung and just started beating the
Fucking
snot out of
Mean
him.
Mark. And then he throws Max Miles into ropes and almost does a Luthez press, but doesn't press him. He just jumps and crotches him, but lands on him too, like feet first.
Feet first and stumbling. Oh my God.
All right, here we go. He's going for the slam. Tosses him down off the ropes. Holy leg drop. He got some height. That can't be it. Oh, he's choking him. Choking him with eye contact to the ref. Oh, do you hear good old JR on the...
That's
Mike.
JR, right?
Yeah. WCW JR. Oh, there's Paul Lee yelling at the guy. Oh. Undertaker did not give a fuck. I like his gloves. Poor
my
Max
God.
Miles.
Oh
he
my God.
terrified.
He just
Big
took
boot.
Undertaker's boot right to the head and Max is not happy. He can't believe
Max
it.
definitely
He's
looks
actually
concussed.
dazed. Like, what just happened?
He's not that good at selling.
Undertaker is beating the snot out of this guy, man.
I've never seen a Mean Mark match, and this thing is brutal. Delayed suplex. Mean Mark is, or sorry, Max Miles is not good at selling. That man is in pain. And he is not at all athletic. Like, you look at him, he does not look like an athlete. Oh, the chop. Oh, God, Mean Mark. He is the best striker in the WWE.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Max Miles has not gotten any offense. It is a squash. Slow, sexy. Oh, Mean Mark. He could have pinned him, and he got up.
Jeez. Right now, the ref is telling Undertaker, slow the hell down.
This guy's got a family.
This guy's got a family.
That's
He'll
like-
sell for you. Don't worry. I know he doesn't look like a wrestler. I know he looks like... And that's why you're mad. I think Undertaker came out and saw this jank in the ring and said,
Yes.
oh my God, I have to beat up my
I have
daughter's
to murder
principal
this guy."
tonight. I didn't
I
know
have
it
to
was...
murder the geography
Yeah,
teacher.
The geography teacher I have to do. Boom.
Holy
elbow drop.
shit. Right on his throat.
Pin
Goes
him.
for the pin.
No.
he gets up. I'm not done with him.
Undertaker's not
Look
pinning
how
this guy.
Max Miles is laid out. This better be worth the hot dog and beer they gave him. Yes, please put Max Miles out of his misery. Oh, that was sloppy. Gut wrench. Oh, Mean Mark talking shit into the camera.
He's telling him we're going home.
Thank God.
There.
Oh,
He did the
wow.
cane flying.
Yeah, that was the cane flying like, I don't know, punch. Heart punch? That was his finisher? Oh, that is so 80s. Do you remember 80s and like karate and there's a heart punch that no one would teach you because with one punch you could kill
Yeah,
someone?
you can't do that. Only the ancient Chinese know what the heart punch is. And
Mean
Mark
Mark's on the
Calloway.
top rope.
He's on the top rope. He's doing the rope walk
No.
into an elbow drop. He does it.
That's where he started it.
There's
going
the
old
birth
school.
of the rope walk.
Going old school. He tight rope walked and elbow drop. That was fucking impressive.
That was not bad. But Undertaker definitely beat the shit out of this poor jobber, man.
I've never seen someone get.
We need to
beat
get a
that bad.
soundbite of, like, you know that music they play with the bagpipes when someone dies?
Yeah, like we played with the spring cleaning releases. Mean Mark. Holy fuck, that was mean. I've never seen a Mean Mark match.
That's
and I know
crazy.
why he got his name now.
Mean Mark, I don't want to ever meet you again. That was crazy.
No,
Mean Mark is not a nice man. And that's the
goddamn way.
Undertaker.
By the time
you know what? He doesn't do any interviews because I wish somebody could ask Undertaker. You remember this match back in WCW when you literally beat the shit out of that geography teacher?
Well, Austin is supposed to do it on the network. They announced it like in
Austin
February,
was no way.
but it'll never be done. Fuck. If I saw the Undertaker, I would never even go up to him and be like, "Hey, big fan," because he would just run up to me and punch me in the stomach. Oh,
Mean Mark.
I feel
Mark,
bad.
you're insane.
Max Miles. No wonder he only had one match.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Suffering.
Bologna fudge and mustard.
Promo of the week.
My so-called brother here, he's got donkey
I never get tired of how bad that is.
This is a jobber promo of the week.
Jobber promo of the week.
Amazing. Who's the jank this week?
We have a split interview, which is really cool. 1992 WWF, Big Bossman and Nailz. Let me tell you a little about
Nailz.
Nailz with a Z.
Oh,
His
I
name
remember
is
Nailz.
Kevin Waschultz.
Yeah.
He started as Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly, and he was actually managed by Sherry Martel.
Sherry
so-
Martel.
Yeah, he
Sherry
didn't start
Martel
as a
must have
jobber.
been the first women pimp in wrestling.
No, that was Moolah. Look up Moolah's story. She used to pimp out female wrestlers, and
No.
yeah.
Moolah was a pimp?
Moolah was a pimp.
Wow.
The definition
There's
of a
something
pimp.
you don't know. Wow, you
Look
learn
at-
something every day in the Jobber's Corner. See, these
And-
are the darkest Jobber secrets.
Yeah. She would train female wrestlers, send them to promoters, and not tell them that, hey, you're being pimped out. And then she would take their money. And she was involved in the very first screw job as the spider lady.
The Spider Lady.
I'll bring this up next episode. We'll bring the clip. It's pretty much a jobbing match. So he debuted in 92 as Nailz on WWF as an ex-con who said he was abused by prison guard Big Bossman and is innocent. That same year, this is the best part, he was released for attacking Vince McMahon about money. He attacked Vince Kennedy McMahon. Bret Hart talked about it in his book, and he said he heard screaming from Vince's office, and there was Nailz choking the shit out of Vince.
No.
And then, yep.
no.
And then
Nailz was choking out Vince?
for money. Yep.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's in Bret Hart's book. And then, not only that, in 1994 in the steroid trial, he testified against Vince and said, yeah, Vince made me take steroids. This guy hates Vince.
Why the hell did he hate Vince that much?
Money and carnies. Then he went to WCW as the prisoner. So guess what he's doing now? It's a trend.
Oh
See if
my
you can guess what he's doing now.
Is he a car salesman?
He works at his brother's garage.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine taking your car into Nailz?
Oh,
So for an oil
shit.
change, you'll be like, that's $800. It's like, okay, here you go, Nailz.
Excuse me, Mr. Nails, I only have 700.
Choked out.
Yeah.
All right, here we
done.
go. Nailz and Big Bossman.
Nails.
Well, speaking of law enforcement, or perhaps the lack of law enforcement, with us right, yes.
Oh my God.
He looks
That guy-
pissed.
he looks like he would choke his boss.
I've only got one.
Oh my God.
And that's for the big boss man. Boss man, I'll give you credit. You were one of the toughest screws in the joint. Probably the toughest one I've ever met. But let me tell you,
He's sweating.
boss,
That is that roids that Vince make him take.
steel bars between us
That voice.
more.
My
That's his
voice-
actual voice?
My throat is sore listening to him.
And I no longer wear leg irons. Boss man, you can no longer turn the fire extinguisher hose on me in the middle of the night. You can no longer reach the bars and harass me. Boss man, there's
What?
a new sheriff in town, and you're looking at him, boy. It's your
Holy
turn.
screaming 80s promo. Or 90s. Holy shit.
Holy.
Vince, why would you not pay that guy his money?
A great deal of speculation as to exactly
Well, what reason? Why did you have to serve the time that you did serve?
I'm innocent.
I don't want to respond. All I gotta say is I paid my debt to society. I'm a free man, and now I'm out to get the boss man.
Holy shit, he looks terrifying.
Yeah, he looks scary. And if I was a kid back in the... Oh, great trailer.
Amazing Ray trailer.
I can hear every word that piece of trash is saying. Talking about how he's a free man. How he no longer
I like how Ray's unbuttoned to his belly button.
He looks
I've
like
never
he's-
seen a sexy cop like this.
Well, if it was up to the big boss man.
Big Boss Man looks like he just woke up from a night of drinking. And he's like, shit, I got an interview in 2 minutes.
You know he did.
Trash like you. I've read the police report. I've looked through
Holy shit, Nailz is drooling.
seen the psychological review.
He's sweating and drooling and just...
He can't stand still.
See, like, if I was a kid growing up in the 80s and I saw this and I was like, there's no internet. You can't find out anything more about what you see. So you have to believe everything that comes in your head. And you're like, who is this psychopath Nailz? I don't ever want to see this man in my life. I'm going to have nightmares about him.
And second of all, do they let you keep your orange jumpsuit when you leave prison?
Like he's on the loose? This man's on the loose?
How did Vince not see this and go, this guy's going to try to choke me one day?
And what is likely to happen when you get into the ring with Nailz?
Hey, I can still remember laying there hurt as this piece of trash Nailz bag jumped me, tried to ruin my career.
Trash bag.
Oh.
He was definitely drinking. Big Boss Man forgot what he was going to say.
Oh my god. Big Boss Man is trying to freestyle it right now in this promo, and he's fucking it up while Nailz is just drooling and jerking off the stick. He's been jerking off this nightstick for like fucking
2 minutes.
2 minutes now.
Prison gets lonely.
Let me tell you, boss man, you can't hide behind law
It sounds like they're doing shit to his voice, eh?
anymore.
Like Shockmaster.
I'll tell you something, punk. You used the nightstick, this very nightstick, many times on me, and also handcuffs. Now you
Look at Boss Man just
Tweaking. He's got the dark circles around his eyes.
Yeah, Boss Man.
Yeah.
standing tall, 6'7", 330 pounds on the meanest all man. It's ever.
Oh,
grunt.
And I don't run from any man, especially you. It's you, boy.
Look how much Nailz is drooling. It's like coming out of his nose.
Oh, this is disgusting.
It's
You're
disgusting.
fucking disgusting. You're lucky this is live TV and we can't cut, you piece of shit. But you're fired after this.
Oh.
That's probably why Vince couldn't handle him.
Holy shit.
Man is
I've never
drooling
seen
on himself.
someone so into kayfabe. So into kayfabe. And yeah, Ray Trailer, Big Boss Man
Nailz.
definitely was
wish-
fucked up.
I wish I never saw that. Nails are terrible. But if you're out there and you're listening to this, please make sure you go watch it so you know what the fuck we're talking about. Because
You think he
it's
has
definitely
iTunes in his
a
garage?
Carney promo.
I don't think he has iTunes in that garage.
Who? Nails?
Nailz.
I really hope not.
When he's doing tire changes?
Oh, imagine.
I
He's
cannot
still in that
imagine.
outfit right now, because that's what they wear.
A
They wear a
jumpsuit,
jumpsuit.
that's right.
He's still in that outfit somewhere, just jerking off a club stick and changing your tire.
Fuck.
Damn.
Started from the bottom and he's still there.
God damn, man.
All right, NXT
That kind of
TakeOver.
fucking ruined my night. Now I gotta smoke another one just to get high again.
The end of the beginning.
Oh, Nails, you fucked it up for me, pal.
Yeah, that was a good job of promo.
That
He was
all
into
right.
it. It terrified
it.
me.
I liked
and
it.
I'm 30. All right. We're
So
going to be
what?
back Tuesday.
When are we back? When we're back Tuesday?
For the go home Raw before Money in the Bank. Please, it's been 2 weeks of shit. Please get out of the slump.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good week. I think Monday, come Monday, everything's gonna be good. Before we go, just make sure everyone please subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter,
iTunes.
iTunes is important to get on that shit. Don't
Search
be lazy.
Jobber's Corner on iTunes. We come up right
Jobber's
away.
Corner. That's it. That's all. Have a good
All
week.
good?
Have a good
All good.
weekend. Fuck off,
See ya.
everyone. See ya.
It's so polite. All right.
See ya.
See you guys next week. Bye.
trainers and bartenders flapping their yaps about us getting some. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. This fat son of a bitch, he challenges all of us. He's been world champion before, been in his business 15, 20 years. This fat son of a bitch is gonna call us all out.